Hello, my beautiful friend. I am just gonna give you some startup tips on what to do just to get your health on track. And just remember that it's a process, it's little step by little step. As you get the habits down, it's gonna work. You are gonna do great, and I'm in it with you. So the first thing to do is to drink water, right? So we're drinking water. Until you get to where you're going, you want to make that pretty much all you drink. If you like coffee, coffee's fine, but we just want to be careful about what we add to stuff. So coffee's not bad, tea's not bad, but it's mostly what we throw in it that makes it bad for us. So we throw a lot of sugar in there. And I used to not put sugar in my coffee, but I would put cream in it, and the cream had sugar in it. So I was saying, oh, I don't put sugar in my coffee, but I was still getting a lot of sugar because the cream that I was using had sugar in it. So that's that. So for drinking water, if you get bored with water, you can throw some lemon juice in it, or some people put fruit in their water, like you could throw kiwi slices in there. Some people like cucumber water, blueberries, pretty much. And you sit it in there overnight, and your water will have this fruit flavor with it. And so as long as it's not, it's good. Fruit is good. So I wouldn't tell you not to have fruit. That kind of sugar is good for you. If you want to eat the fiber out of there, it's fine. But we'll eat the whole fruit because it's fiber with the sugar. That's fine. But for now, just, I've seen people put strawberry. I've seen people put mint. When I was fasting and I had to do a water fast, I did cheat a little bit. I put mint in my water. I think I put strawberries. I think at one time I put watermelon in my water. So just get you a couple water bottles, and ones that are big enough to take the fruit, and throw some blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, whatever berries. Berries are good because they are low in sugar. So if you are watching your sugar, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, all of those taste really good, but they don't have a lot of sugar. So water is so important. Your body, you should have at least 8 cups of water, right? So that's 64 ounces, but depending on your weight, you want to increase. So pretty much take your weight divided by 2, and that's how many ounces you should have. So if you're a 100-pound person, then technically you need 50 ounces. If you're 200 pounds, you need 100 ounces. You will tinkle a lot at first, but that's the best thing. So fruit in your water, fruit infused water. Walmart has some little sugar-free, like Crystal Light, but different flavors that you can throw in your water that kind of make it taste good. But be careful for caffeine. If you're sensitive to caffeine or pregnant, you probably don't want to do one with caffeine. Okay, so water. The other thing I want to show you, it should be around here somewhere. I did a video on it, but I want to do one just for you. Here it is. Okay, so I made these cute little diagrams for the health course on what your plate should look like. So let's see if I can put you on a tripod. And okay, so this is what American diets usually look like. We have our plate. We do like half carbohydrates, we do a lot of meat, and we do very little vegetables. And the problem with this is that this will usually be something like mac and cheese or potatoes, brown rice or white rice, pasta salad, stuff like that, spaghetti. Nothing's wrong with that stuff, but it's taking up too much of the plate. Then you have some meat. Now, your meat should be as lean as possible. So chicken breast, if you do steak, a lean steak. If you do pork, lean pork, like nothing that's been fried. Or even if you did pan-seared to give it some flavor, it shouldn't have a lot of fat on it. If you have fat, you want to trim the fat and not eat the fat, just to be real. But I believe the carbs are the main problem, because the thing about carbs, it doesn't have sugar in it, a lot of sugar in it, but it turns into sugar in your body. So once you eat too many carbohydrates, our bodies we can't use them all. So our body stores it as, it turns to sugar, and we store it as fat. And our bodies have a hard time trying to break down all that sugar because we really don't need it. So that's basics, the skinny of it. The basics of it, call it the skinny. Okay. And then we usually just have a little bit of vegetables. And the vegetables are usually, like you said, from a can, or You know, sometimes we cook them to death, which, I mean, I get it, like greens, green beans. Sometimes you slow cook them. They might lose, but we want more of those, right? So here's what your plate should look like. And this is what your plate should look like. So notice half of it is vegetables. And you still got a decent amount, you know, of your carbs, your mac and cheese and stuff, and you got a decent amount of meat. But you see how much vegetables. So if you got a salad, it's easy to fill that up. If you got broccoli, you might have to do more. If you got you might want to do 2 vegetables sometimes if you don't love it, like you just got to make yourself eat it. Do some broccoli and do something else you like some zucchini, squash, okra, green beans, peas. Peas are high in carbohydrates, but when you're just starting out, it's going to be okay. If you're eating peas instead of mac and cheese, you're going to be okay. So this is what your plate should look like. Okay, mostly vegetables. You can even switch this up with more meat than the carbs, you know, than your macaroni. Because like I said, in our bodies, when we have too many carbohydrates, your body really doesn't know what to do with it. And so it stores it. It breaks down to sugar first. And so it's almost like you ate a whole cake. It's almost like you ate this much cake. Of course, we know not to eat a half a plate of cake, but when we eat this many carbs, it settles in our body almost like cake. It's too many sugars. It breaks down the sugars. And then, you know, it's okay if you're pregnant not to be active, or you got like bed rest, or, you know, some reason why. That's okay. You can still lose weight without being crazy active. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you just want to be careful with your amount. So I'm going to show you the difference. You see the difference? Nothing's wrong with meat. In fact, if you have a day when you do too many, like this could even include your bread. I didn't mention bread, rice, pasta, stuff like that. When you have this much, say you have a day where you're like, man, I went for it. Well, let's try to have more protein. You see what I'm saying? Because protein balances out carbs. So I didn't experiment. When I was 27, I was eating fruit snacks with the kids. And, you know, fruit snacks supposed to give you energy, supposed to make you sugar. I had a pack of fruit snacks and I was like so drowsy. I was like, oh, I know what that is. And then I had another pack because I'm just thinking, maybe I'm tripping. So I had 2 and I fell asleep. Like my body was like, I can't handle the sugar. And I was like, oh, that's scary. And so I'm not going to put a label on that because God's healed me. But I did something different. I had some chocolate, which is, of course, very sweet, very sugary. And I had nuts with it, almonds. And it didn't do that to me. So I realized that if you're going to have a lot of carbohydrates like cake or something, try to balance it out with eating nuts with it, something with fiber. So nuts, almonds, cashews, peanuts, walnuts, all that, that balances out. So if you had to choose a cake, I would suggest get a cake that has some nuts in it. You know, or a cookie. If you have a cookie, get a cookie that has nuts in it, or oatmeal, because that's fiber with the sweet stuff. Oatmeal has fiber. Oatmeal is high in carbs, but it also has fiber. So your body, it cancels out. So on a day like today, not a day like today, a day like this, when maybe you had too much bread and too much carbs, if you know you're going to go in, try to eat more lean meat. Of course, more vegetables, but the meat is what's going to balance out the carbs. You can also throw beans in over here because beans have protein, a good amount of protein and fiber. And so they will balance out some of the carbohydrates. And even though beans have carbs too, they kind of get canceled out with the amount of fiber. So beans are like a perfect food because they have carbs, protein, and fiber, and they balance themselves out. Pretty much listen to your body. As close as you can get to nature, the better. I like juice. Nothing's wrong with juice, but I have stopped drinking juice because there's so much sugar in juice, and I really like it. I just drink it like I'm supposed to be drinking water. The thing about juice is not bad, but juice has sugar, which isn't bad. But the problem is, this sugar in juice is bad because when we juice a fruit, we get rid of the fiber and all the minerals. We get some of the vitamins, but we lose the fiber of the fruit. So if you ate an orange, you'd be getting all that fiber, all the pulp. You know, you're eating all that. That's fiber. But when you juice the orange, all you get is the sugar of it. So your body's not getting. You get some good vitamin C, you know, other vitamins, but you're not getting the full effect of an orange because you kind of juiced it. What else can I tell you? Like you said, frozen is better than canned. Canned, you know, vegetables is good. But when it's canned, they usually put a lot of salt in it. And so that, you know, they might not have, you know, I wouldn't do that. I would do frozen. So if you go to Walmart, they have a lot of dollar bags. I do dollar bags of kale. I do dollar bags of shrimp. Dollar bags of shrimp, I wish. Dollar bags of spinach and dollar bags of cauliflower. Okay, so it's not about getting rid of everything you love. It's just about making small changes for the better. Like you said, mac and cheese is good, but what if we split our mac and cheese in half, like over here, split our mac and cheese in half, and then took up some vegetable side and did cauliflower with cheese and some bacon to make it taste smoky, or smoked paprika, taste like bacon, you know, and bake that bad boy. That'll taste pretty good. And what I've done before is I've actually mixed them. I've actually mixed my carbohydrate, my rice, with cauliflower and put the cheese and bacon and stuff on there, and the guys couldn't tell the difference. So I was literally cutting their carbohydrates in half and giving them vegetables, and they couldn't tell because it was mixed in. That's something you could do too. It's just about healthy swaps. So for breakfast, what I would consider is your basics. Eggs, bacon is fine. It's the carbs we're looking for. Bacon does not have carbs. It has a lot of fat, but it's the carbs we're looking out for right now. So I would do bacon and eggs. We American diets, we love our bread, you know, so a bagel is a lot of carbohydrates. If you were going to have a bagel, I'd say have half a bagel. And I would definitely not eat a bagel on its own. I would eat a bagel with bacon and eggs, or turkey sausage and eggs, or turkey bacon and eggs. Okay, eggs are perfect food. A lot of people do white egg whites. You can do that. But for this purpose, I'm not concerned about fat. The carbs are what we need to look at, because carbs break down into your body as sugar, and sugar does turn into fat, and it gives you that slumpy feeling, and that's what gives people type 2 diabetes, and we're not playing with that. Gestational diabetes, whatever. Okay, so yeah, for breakfast, I would do bacon and eggs, or turkey sausage and eggs. You can have some fruit on the side. You just want to be careful. If you do a bread, if you do toast, I would do 1 piece of toast. If you do fruit, I would do a moderate amount of fruit, because it is kind of sweet. So maybe like a handful of fruit. Yeah, so if I had a breakfast plate, I'm not trying to confuse you, but if this is my breakfast plate, this would be eggs. So maybe 2 eggs. And then I would do maybe 2 pieces of sausage, 2 pieces of bacon, and this could be 1 toast, or 1 toast and some fruit. I wouldn't do a whole bagel. I wouldn't do 2 slices. I wouldn't do breakfast potatoes. I wouldn't do rice. I would not do that for breakfast. And then for your drink for breakfast, I would do water. If you do coffee, that's cool, but be very careful what you put into it. For coffee, I put half and half. And I do sugar-free syrups. If you don't like sugar-free, I understand. You can do real half and half, and a real half and half in a real syrup, like not a real, but a full sugar syrup. But you want to measure it, because if you pour it, it could be too much. So I have a tablespoon, and even though I'm doing sugar-free, I do 2 tablespoons sugar-free, 2 tablespoons of half and half in my black coffee. So yeah. I think I'm gonna leave it there. For lunch, look, I'm gonna leave it there and then keep going. For lunch, again, this is your model. If you like salad, great. Salad, some meat, and then some carbs. This is a good start. And if you want to flip it, you see this carbs kind of a little bit more into meat. You can actually do more meat and do less carbs if you want to flip it. But your vegetables are what make you full. They give you fiber, they give you vitamins. The vegetables are going to start doing stuff for your body, like balancing the sugars out, balancing things out that you wouldn't be able to do if you just ate the carbs and the meat. Like, the vegetables are life. That's where we come from. We come from the ground, and everything from the ground is so good for us. So as close as you can get to natural is good. Anything that you have to put together in a pot and cook is good. Stuff that came ready to go is not good. It's okay to have it sometimes. Like my husband, Jay, was saying, get the boys some Hot Pockets, get them some ramen so they have something to eat after school. And I'm like, I don't want to feed them that every day. But if you gotta have something around, if the kids, you know, they need something real quick, okay, I would pick Hot Pockets over ramen, because ramen has tons of salt and ramen has nothing but carbs. There's no protein in ramen because it's all noodles. So that is not good unless you're gonna add meat to ramen and use half the seasoning. I wouldn't do ramen. I would do Hot Pockets, because Hot Pockets does have the bread on the outside. That's the carb, but it's got meat and cheese inside, which gives you protein. So you probably won't feel crazy, really slumped out eating a Hot Pocket. And when in doubt, throughout the day, keep you some almonds with you. Almonds are protein and they're fiber, and it can keep you full. Nuts are really good for you. Keep fruit with you. Fruit is okay as long as you eat the whole fruit. We're not just drinking juice. But listen to your body. If you start to feel a little sluggish, or you start to feel like sleepy or the itis, I don't know about you, but that's how I would feel when I eat bad stuff. If you want something sweet, here's what I've been doing. I've been taking fruit like blueberries and raspberries. I put them in a bowl, and I got a few chocolate chips I throw on top, and then I put some sugar-free whipped cream on top. And so I'll share with you my Walmart grocery. I think I sent you a list, but they will literally deliver it to you for free, or you can pick it up. Like, you get in the car and they put it in the trunk for you. And they do take cards, well, not cards, they take cards and EBT. So if you have EBT, no problem. What else? So yeah, that's what I do. It's like a parfait. So, yeah, so again, your fruit, whatever you want. I have a few semi-sweet chocolate chips. They're very small, so you get this chocolatey flavor on the raspberries, and I put whipped cream on top, sugar-free whipped cream, and it tastes really good to me, and it really satisfies my sweet tooth. For dinner, again, go back to this. What I would do is have, for my typical dinner, if I could say, probably like salmon. So I take some salmon, bake it, saute it, pan sear it. That's not deep frying, so you're not battering it. You just put it in the pan with some oil, seasoning it, salt and pepper, maybe some lemon, whatever you like. And that is your protein. Then on the side, you can have some green beans, or if you think that's a lot of green beans, maybe green beans and a salad. Or if you do some beans, you can do some white beans, kidney beans, whatever beans you like. And then, salad or beans or peas, greens. And then if you want something carby, I would do a little bit of beans here and some brown rice, white rice, mac and cheese, whatever. Just be really careful about the portions. And so that's pretty much it. You got desserts covered, you got drinks covered, snacks. You can do protein bars. I will show you one that I get that is kind of good. So I got these from Publix. They were on clearance, so I bought all of them, but I'm out now. Pure protein. This one's called Chewy Chocolate Chip. It's got 20 grams of protein, only 3 grams of sugar, 200 calories. So it's like a chewy protein bar. I do this when I'm on the go, or when I need something that I know is not gonna make me crash. You can also do protein shakes. I don't know how you would feel about protein shakes, but that's a quick one in the middle of the day, because it's got a lot of protein. It's balanced. It's not a lot of sugar in protein shakes usually, because it's for people who are exercising. And there's a lot of minerals, vitamins and minerals in that. This is long, sorry. What else? Yeah, fruit, nuts, protein bars, and there's some Luna bars too. I don't know if you like that, but Luna is like a women's granola bar. The lemon one, so good. They have chocolate, they have lemon, but it's Luna, like the moon, Luna, and they're usually about $1 each, or a pack of probably 5 for $5, and they're called Luna. I like the lemon, but I can't say I've ever had a Luna bar that wasn't good. They've all been pretty good. And then the Kind bars too. They could be a little bit, they do have a good amount of sugar in them, but they usually have nuts in them too. So the one I get is the dark cherry chocolate. It tastes like a candy bar, but it's got cashews and nuts in it with dark chocolate, which is good for you. And then most of the sugar is probably coming from the cherries that are in there. So that's like a healthy sugar. But again, listen to your body, see what you think. Yeah. And then if you get, like I said, if you get tired of drinking water, you can try bubbly water. I don't know if you like that, but bubbly water kind of tastes like soda without the sugar. So if you find yourself a sugar-free sweetener to put in there, while it's cold, you might have something on your hands. If you need a soda, get a small soda or get a diet soda. Don't buy no whole 2 liter soda. Don't buy a 20 ounce. Buy you a can of soda. And now they got them baby cans. Get you a baby can of soda. I think that's everything. When you're seasoning your food, be careful how much salt you're using. Don't add sugar to nothing. I can't think of anything I make that I add sugar to unless I'm making a cake. Pancakes in the morning. We've been making sweet potato pancakes. And they don't even ask for sugar, and they're really good. So I'm gonna send you that recipe too, because they're not, I wouldn't say they was like healthy or low carb or anything like that, but they're wholesome ingredients. So sweet potato is the sweetener, and you put cinnamon, nutmeg, butter. Butter's not bad for you. Margarine and the fake stuff is bad for you. Okay, I know a lot of people think butter's bad. Of course, it can be fattening. It can be really salty if you use too much of it, but butter is natural. What else? That was weird. Sorry, I made a fart sound. But anyway, I'm going to stop because I can go on all day. I'm really encouraged. And again, you're the reason why I'm doing this. And you really inspired me in the beginning to start this. So I think this is just another way that God's moving this along. So I'm sending it to you. Love you and have a blessed day. Bye, girl.